Demigod of Nails here, and I'm just gonna be sitting here taking off this set. Not that it's old or raggedy or anything, I'm just tired of it, as I find that I tire of a lot of my sets because I work with so many beautiful colors and ideas and clients and nails, and I see pretty things all day long and I get inspired and I get impatient and I just want something new. So the problem with that is my nails are made to last. They last clients 2, 3, 4, 5, or even 6 weeks, depending on if they're traveling, if they're busy, they don't want to pay the money, etc. And for me, do that same level of quality on every set, no matter how long I think it's going to last, even on myself. And that's a problem because removing it takes a hell of a long time, which is aggravating to say the least, because this is my least favorite part of doing nails. I swear to God, I cannot wait until I'm able to get somebody, an apprentice or a trainee or somebody to do exclusively all the gel because I hate them. Rant over. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. So I'm continuing to take off. I'm taking off the gel on top of my apres so that I can do a design over that. What design? I'm still not sure. I figured I'd have more than enough time while taking off the previous gel polish to decide that. And on top of that, at this point, I'm like, and I hate the shape too. I no longer want square. I want to go back to my classic almond. Okay, can I talk to y'all for a second about almond? It's just so girly. For me, I have very muscular hands, as you can see. On a good day with good lighting, you can see every muscle, every vein in my hand, and that is from years of you clients and your stiff hands and me having to work through it and move your hand at all different angles to really perfect my job and give y'all the results that you come to me to get. You know, that perfection, that beauty, that essence, that the compliment to get on your nails when you're raising your glass of wine to say, oh, my nails are cute. Little things like that. This is what you're coming to me for, and I like to provide that. Problem is sometimes it strains my hands, and at the end of the day I find my hands just under scorching hot water just to relax the muscles. They're strained, they're bent, they're spent. And yes, that is why my hands are so muscular. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. But anyway, I decided to go with my classic almond because it really elongates the fingers. And I have very short, very square hands because they're muscular, they're working hands. I've worked with my hands doing nails for, gosh, years now. And to that point, almond just really does it for me because it makes my hands look so long, so girly, so dainty, and it's a perfect balance. Square is nice and strong, and it's a good canvas for very artsy designs. It really shows off the artistry of any individual nail and design I decide to do. But almond, being that it does have a lesser surface area, you do get less of that. But the upside to it is it does make your nails look exquisitely feminine. And that's what I've noticed a lot of clients are, buying into. Which is why if you ask me to do almond, girl, I got you. That's my number one. I know what to do. I know how to make it look. I meant how to make it pop. And I individually style it to each hand. So what I'm doing right now, and I put the yellow block under so you all can sort of see, or well, purple now, is so you can see how I'm creating that apex. That apex at the center of the nail is what creates that symmetrical shape that makes it beautiful, that makes it eye-catching, that makes it almond. Like I said, get down into those side walls. The design begins where the nail is exposed on the sides. You start that shape down there. Pinch those fingers if you have to. Move that skin aside. Really get in there so that apex curves down from the very base of the beginning of the nail. I'll go in detail in a future video if y'all like. Comment down below if that's something y'all like to hear me ramble on about. And I get from two different perspectives. It's important to get your perspective, which is where I was filing before, and client perspective, which is what I'm doing now, to see if it is symmetrical at all angles. I'm getting any flyaways I see, and going in, going out to see if that is the shape I'm desiring. That's a rough outline on what I want it to look like. So I'm satisfied and I move on to the next nail. Filing each side at a time, inwards and inwards, till it meets that perfect apex. Apex being the central point of a rounded shape, which is almond is a rounded shape at its very peak. We'll call it a peak. I think that is more digestible for you guys to understand. A peak. The peak of the nail of the almond is a very, 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 very tapered oval, round, although they say pipe nowadays, but I'll say oval. Very, very, very tapered. Tapered meaning it goes from a wider point, which is like the cuticle, down to the end, which it tapers off and gets narrower and narrower till we get that point, till we get to that apex. And that's what I'm looking for here. And the reason why I didn't remove, when I was removing the gel, I didn't remove it from the corners because I knew I would cut away the corners. And that's just a little cheat I do. You can file to the apexes on either side of the almond result that you want, but that takes forever. So I file after I cut. I cut the sides into the shape I want, and in doing so, I'm cutting away the gel that I didn't remove previously. One, because I'm lazy. Two, because I love a good hack and cheat. And sometimes this job can take forever if you don't use those necessary shortcuts. So I'm filing all angles down the side walls, reaching that apex, filing down, 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 and around. And when I finally get the shape that I'm desiring and there's any excess gel, I file and buff that away so I get a clean nail, nice base to work with. And I'm like, oh, okay, looking at those angles to make sure I have everything right, everything symmetrical, which is word of the day here besides apex. I know I said that a lot too. Symmetrical, symmetrical, symmetrical. Symmetry is important. You don't want no lopsided almond. No one does. You want to make a client frown? Give them an asymmetrical almond. That'll do it for you. But anyway, so I'm continuing filing, getting all that previous polish off, filing it down, making sure it's symmetrical at all angles, comparing it. You see my previous hand, like sunflower hand is crazy right now, but snake hand, we're getting her right. Getting that shape that I love so much. This is my original shape. And for years, I get so indecisive about colors that I just leave them clear. I think that's beautiful within itself, especially when your nail under the overlay you decide to put on. Once that nail below that is fully grown out and it's just long and clear and not cloudy, not yellow, I feel like it's classic. It's beautiful as well. And as I'm sitting here sort of perfecting my shape, I'm thinking in my head, dag, what color am I gonna do? I hate this. I hate this process sometimes because I get so indecisive and I'm just like, what am I gonna choose? What am I gonna do? And I know Valentine's Day is coming up, and let me just talk for a second. Valentine's Day, the period before then gets on my absolute last nerve because January is such a gray area as far as what's in style, what's in fashion, what's trendy to do. And a lot of the techs on YouTube like to go straight into nail art for Valentine's Day because that's what you guys like to type in and put in the algorithm that's what you're looking for. And I get that. But at the end of the day, these are my hands, and I don't want no damn hearts on my hands January 15th. So in January, I tend to do blue, some sort of blue look. I do black occasionally, depending on how my mood is. I'm like, should I just do the Valentine's Day things y'all want and y'all are asking for and y'all are interested in? And then I'm like, these are my hands at the end of the day. I need to be happy with what's on them. I need to be happy with how I execute it, and if I feel like I'm bringing my artistry to the forefront, I'm gonna choose me. And here I'm just blending the growth, so the infill area is a little grown out from when I first did these nails, so I can make sure whatever I decide to do is a seamless look. Even if I decide to do nothing and just a top coat, that looks nice, it looks soft, it looks congruent. And yeah, so I'm basically just lining everything up, and at the same time I'm doing the cuticles too. So while I figure that out, thank y'all for coming to my TED Talk. Thank y'all for listening to my rant, coming back to my videos, or welcome to my videos. And I hope to hear from y'all. Comment down below, like, share, support. And talk to me, y'all. I get some of my best design ideas from clients. Let me know what colors or designs you would like to see from me. And I will see you in the next video.